Well, hey there, everybody. It's Chris from the Rate the Record podcast, and it's time, yes, that time, for another NMR new music review. It's my turn to do it, so I'm going to do that. But just before we get into that, I want to remind you to visit ratetherecord.ca, our website. What can you do over there? Find all of our streaming links, social media links. You can request an album over there. You can be part of our album giveaways, which for June 2023, we're giving away a brand new vinyl copy of Pearl Jam's 10. So if you want to do any of that and also join the RTR Club, you'll find all those links over at ratetherecord.ca. They're also down below in the description, but ratetherecord.ca is just an easier thing to remember, and whatever, you're not always going to be on this video, so there you go, check that out. But without further ado, it's the new music review. Exactly, I'm here to do that. 3 brand new songs for you to check out that I just checked out. I want to hear your opinions now, so let's listen to them. I realize if I don't have some sort of transition of me just sliding over like this and just suddenly appearing here, it's very jarring in the edit. So I'm adding this part in just so it doesn't look weird. I'll have to think of a new bit every week now just to make it seem natural. So first up on the list, we have King Krule, who is an artist of many different genres, including indie rock, post-punk, jazz fusion, electronic, and trip-hop, which, by the way, that genre is an underrated gem in my opinion. Have you heard Sneaker Pimps? King Krule also goes by many different aliases, and my favorite being one I just recently discovered called The Return of Pimp Shrimp. You absolutely go get it. Absolutely get it. This 28-year-old musician from Southwark, London, England just released their 5th studio album called Space Heavy, and the track that I'm looking at today is called Flimsier. The song has touches of both psychedelic and dream pop kind of mixed into one, and I actually really appreciate the nature of this sound because you lean one way with some expectation, then it brings you back another way, but it all melts together really nicely, so I like what's going on here. The vocals follow in the dream pop and indie style of feelings since they sound very tired and have a very prominent echo effect behind them, and it's like a single echo too, so you hear that in those types of genres. The song has a very soundtrack type of vibe in its 4-minute runtime, if that makes any sort of sense at all. It's very chill with no real typical composition that's actually driving the song, so it just feels like one consistent stream of consciousness until it finally, I don't want to say finally because it doesn't feel too long, but it just suddenly ends around the 4-minute mark. As much as I like what's going on in this song, there's not much happening here that would likely bring me back though, so I guess that's kind of problematic in a way, despite the fact that I like how it sounds. Overall, it's fine though, it sounds nice, but again, nothing of any real substance that would keep too much interest from me and maybe other listeners, but if you like this style of music, then maybe this is for you. So next up we have eyeam, and it's something of a supergroup with members of Typo Negative, Crowbar, and Down, and I'm guessing that they're fairly new because as when I checked their actual website, it didn't work for me, so I had to check their Facebook, and it looks like they only started it back in February, so yeah, they're pretty new. In the sense of this band, obviously those other bands have been around for a while. Their debut single, Dreams Always Die With the Sun, just dropped, so hey, why not just check it out? So despite this being a supergroup, you can definitely hear the Soundgarden influence come out right away, and that's not necessarily a bad thing either, I'm just saying that I felt that connection almost immediately. For the most part, in the first half of the song, I think that the slow halftime progression's really fun to get behind. The production behind it is good enough, but it's still not the most exciting thing that you're willing to hear, or going to hear, I should say. The second half of the track kicks in, and that's where the butt rock kicks in, and listen, it sounds fine, there's literally nothing wrong with it, but this song could very easily get lost in a mix of similar tracks, and trust me, there are plenty of songs like this one doesn't really stand out on its own. Overall, this is a dime a dozen type of track. Do you like hard rock and do you like having it on in the background or whatever, then maybe this song will go into your rotation and everything like that. But for me, on the other hand, it's just meh. It's butt rock. So last up on the list, we have the veterans of this NMR, and by that I mean they've been around the longest. It's the band Extreme, the Boston, Massachusetts band that's been around since 1985. Just dropped their 6th studio album, very appropriately titled 6, and their first single is Other Side of the Rainbow. Oh man, did I already use the term butt rock? Well, I take that all back because this is it. It's right here. This is about as generic as a 38-year-old band trying to make a comeback in 2023 can get. And you know what, maybe that's not fair considering that there's still a lot of great bands around from that time, like even to this day. But like, this one isn't doing it. There are bands with plenty of hits from this time that are still around, and maybe they don't sound the greatest, maybe they don't sound like they used to, but they still kind of like make it through. But when the only song your band is known for is More Than Words from 1990, that's probably where you should have left your legacy. Quite honestly, I made a decision not to talk too much about this track. I mean, it's not very good. It's so bland and generic and painful to listen through. Like, it was very hard for me to listen to this whole song, I'll tell you that much right now. This is the plain rice cake of butt rock. This is like the slightly whiter shade of white. This is the glass of wine without wine. Do you know where I'm going with this? This is music to ruin a road trip. This is like going to a barbecue and then the host forgets to buy literally everything and they forgot that they were inviting people. So it's just awkward and weird and you just want to go home. Sorry, not sorry. This sucks. This just sucks. My overall, this sucks. I don't like this song. I didn't have a fun time listening to it. I listened to it 3 times just to be certain, and it's time I'll never get back in my entire life. This sucks. Oh my god. Wipe the sweat from my brow, the disappointing, angry sweat, and know that we've come to the end of this week's NMR, so thank you very much for watching. I got very scathing at the end there. I don't usually do that, but this time, like, it was just that bad. But yes, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope that you checked out these 3 songs, or at least 2 of them. But whatever you did manage to listen to, let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below. Very curious to know your opinions, because I told you mine. I want to hear yours. Did you like that Extreme song? By all means, like, tell me why you liked it and tell me why I'm wrong. I'm not gonna, like, argue about it. I'm just very curious to hear. Or if you disliked it, I'm just glad that I'm not alone. I can't be alone. I can't be alone. Well, I wish I could tell you more about the podcast, you know, the Rate the Record podcast thing that we do every single week, but we've been on break for a little bit. Season 4 ended a little while ago. As you already know, that was 9 Inch Nails for episode 78. Episode 79 is eventually coming. That is on June 26th is when season 5 will kick off. We're getting very close by the time this video releases, so make sure you stick around, be it audio, video, doesn't really matter. The podcast will be back June 26th, and we want you there. So don't forget, write it down, do whatever you gotta do, tattoo it on your hand, or just use, I don't know, Crayola marker, so that way it washes off, you know? Just remember. But the best way to remember is to follow us wherever you possibly can. You can do that all at ratetherecord.ca. No matter what you're looking for, you'll find it there, be it our social medias, be it all the streaming links, be it video or audio. You can also request albums over there. You can be part of the album giveaways, which remember for June 2023, we are giving away Pearl Jam's 10. There's still time to enter, so make sure you do that. All that's found at ratetherecord.ca, including the RTR Club as well. If you want to join the RTR Club, go check out ratetherecord.ca, so that way you can be part of that $5 a month. Fun, optional, but fun. So yeah, look into it. All right, that's all I got. I have to go listen to some better music now to get that taste of extreme out of my mouth. It's an extremely bad taste. Anyways, yes, have a great day. Go listen to some awesome music. We'll see you again real soon. Take care, friends.